Jersey. Good morning to you. It's Bert. We got our contest coming up a little bit later on. Here in this 7 o'clock hour, got one pair of tickets left to give away. Bobby Valley, what a talent. He's coming to East Brunswick on Saturday, June 2nd. He'll be at the St. Bartholomew Parish Hall on Riders Lane, and your chance to win. My last pair of tickets is coming up a little bit later on in this hour, so stick around for that. Hopefully you've been following an event that's been going on, and it has to do with a 23-mile gas pipeline that has been proposed for a big area of central New Jersey. We're talking about Raritan Bay, Old Bridge, Sayreville, and a gigantic compressor engine that is being proposed for an active blasting site in Franklin Township. Recently, there was an opportunity for the public to come on out and talk about this. Hopefully, there was a good turnout. I'm not really sure. But I want to get some information and get an update on what this project is all about. My guest is joining me now on the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline. And he is with a group, an environmental group based in Jersey called Food and Water Watch. He's with the New Jersey chapter. And here with some information about this project, and just an update on it. Junior Romero is with us here on WCTC. Junior, good morning. It's Bert Barron. How you doing today?
Good morning, Bert. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for setting this up. I really appreciate it. And thanks for standing up, too, Junior, because a lot of people, when things like this are going on, some people are just like, whatever, you know what, you can't fight it, you can't stop it, let's just make the best of it. But good for you and for your group, Food and Water Watch, who are speaking out and talking about what this is going to mean and the impacts that it's going to have on our environment and on our state, which I'm, of course, very concerned about, too. But for somebody that's not familiar with this project at all, give us an update as where things stand and what it's all about. What are they hoping to accomplish with this?
Yeah, so basically a Texas-based company called Williams Transco wants to continue building more gas pipelines and these big compressor engines here in New Jersey. This particular project, all the gas will end up going to New York, the state of New York. None of it will even end up in New Jersey. The big part is a big pipeline through the Raritan Bay, 23 miles of it, as you mentioned, about 3 miles of pipeline on land in Old Bridge and Sayreville, going through residential areas like the Madison Park area, if folks are familiar with that. And then another compressor engine. What these things are is you have to build these engines every 10 or 15 miles of pipeline. So they're going to build this compressor engine, 50 acres, 32,000 horsepower, in the middle of Franklin Township, on an active blasting site, as you mentioned. The dangers of the compressor station, or the compressor engine, it'll emit benzene, formaldehyde, carcinogens, radon into the air for a 10-mile radius of the proposed site. So Bert, Middlesex and Mercer County already are graded F by the American Lung Association in air quality. Right now we have compressor engines in Branchburg, in Lawrence Township, in Old Bridge. I'm pretty sure that the current compressor engines that we have led to our very poor air quality here in central Jersey. And this compressor station won't help us one bit.
You're talking about Franklin Township. I mean, I do this radio show. Our building is literally in Franklin Township on Veronica Avenue. So I would be personally, physically impacted if this compressor engine comes to reality.
Certainly, yeah. New Jersey, unfortunately, has become the pipeline state. We have a new governor who has shown commitment to getting us onto renewable energy, things like offshore wind and solar. And this fossil fuel project does not line up with Governor Murphy's vision of a clean energy agenda. And that's why we're fighting this proposed compressor station and pipeline. It's all one project, believe it or not. It's a huge undertaking, multi-million-dollar proposal from this Williams company. And you mentioned this hearing we just had.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Franklin Township on May 2nd. We had to have 200 people there opposing the pipeline and compressor station, folks that live in Princeton, South Brunswick, Franklin Township, Montgomery, all over central Jersey, who want to stop this project and care about the environment and care about the people that live directly around the proposed compressor station. These things have malfunctioned. They have exploded. They leak into the ground. This is besides the horrible fumes that they give out 24 hours a day. And Bert, we have these currently in New Jersey. We certainly don't need more, especially here in Central Jersey. And then the pipeline is even, just as horribly wrong. We have whales in the Raritan Bay, seals. In the ground floor of the Raritan Bay is lead and PCBs from the Superfund site there, the EPA cleanup site. When the digging for the pipeline is going to hopefully doesn't start, but may, all of these chemicals that have been trapped in the sediment in the Raritan Bay are going to come back up into the water, could affect fishing, could affect the sensitive marine life. That's another reason why we're opposed to this project.
Wow. And I think about all the dedication and all the hard work that everybody on those Raritan Bay towns, Junior, have invested literally millions of dollars to get some tourism dollars back, get some recreational dollars back, and get people visiting, the great towns in Jersey on Raritan Bay, whether it's the Amboys or Keensburg or any of these other towns that are there. If this comes to pass and creates this almost like this stew, this environmental stew, it's going to be just a nightmare. All that work was for nothing, Junior. So I'm glad you're speaking up on this, and this is a fight that sounds like your group has to win.
Certainly, and the clock's ticking. Most of these interstate pipeline and compressor station projects most of them are approved at the federal level, and that's what we were at on May 2nd at a federal hearing. But governors have the opportunity to stop this. In New York, the Governor Cuomo just rejected a crucial permit for this project and other pipelines, some that are hundreds of miles long. This one's a little shorter in comparison, but Governor Murphy actually has up until June 23rd to reject a crucial permit. It's called a water quality certificate. And, we're amping up the pressure on the governor. During the campaign, he made a lot of promises on clean energy, as I mentioned. And we're confident that he will reject the permit for this project and get us one step closer to fighting this behemoth, multi-million-dollar company. So we're hopeful, but I urge folks to give the governor a call and urge him to oppose this project.
And here's what you got to do too, Junior, because very soon the governor is going to be elbows deep in budget season because the Jersey budget expires June 30th. If he has until this June date, he's going to be so distracted. I'm telling you, it's you and your group. Stay vocal, stay active. It's not necessarily the biggest number of people that get the attention. It's the loudest person. And whether you're a big group, a small group, if you're making the most noise in Trenton, Junior, you're the one that's going to get the attention. So I would urge you, you're very passionate about this, obviously, and I admire that. But stay on this, keep fighting. And I'm glad that there's been some public support as well. We saw this with Penn East. People fought back and they made some progress. We've seen this with a bunch of things in South Jersey where the pinelands would just be destroyed. But thank goodness people like you and your group there, Junior, Food and Water Watch, you're stepping up and you're making a difference. You're an anti-fracking group. I love that. I hate fracking myself. And this is a priority project for you guys. So I'm hoping that this is something that you guys can see to the end.
Thank you so much, Bert. Yeah, fracking doesn't go on in New Jersey, but we get all of the pollutants and such from the gas that is transported through our state. So thank you so much for having me on the show. And for talking about the dangers of fossil fuel infrastructure here in New Jersey, and how we can stop these things here at the state level.
Yeah, keep fighting, Junior. Is there a website you want to direct people to where they can kind of read up on this and find out more about it?
Yeah, definitely. Folks can reach us at foodandwaterwatch.org, and if they want to learn more about this specific project, they could text Williams to 69866. So they'll get updates about the Williams project, this pipeline.
All right, good. Junior Romero with Food and Water Watch. Thanks for the time this morning, and thanks for fighting for for Jersey, Junior. I really appreciate it, man. And hang in there and keep me posted, will you?
Thanks so much, Bert. You got it.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, Food and Water Watch is the group again, and it's Junior Romero. He's fighting hard for families and